Hey there, happy Wednesday. Today we're going to talk a little bit about how I feel like I've pretty drastically improved my cinematography in 3 ways without using a camera. So when I was first getting started, I just finished up this summer internship with a production company, and I was reaching out to other production companies to try to start getting some freelance work, but there was about this month-long period where, I didn't have a camera and I wasn't getting hired and I wasn't an intern, so I wasn't really having more on-set or with camera experiences, and so I kind of was getting scared that, my growth was stalling because I just, I wasn't shooting stuff because I couldn't. And so during that time, I started doing 3 things that I feel like really helped me to still improve my cinematography that I didn't need a cinema camera for. And these are things that I still do today pretty frequently, and I think that, they're kind of, no matter what level you're at, I think they are still beneficial things to do and will improve your cinematography. So the first thing you can do is work on growing your visual bank. This is one of the best ways I've found to really kind of curate my style, my taste, just find different interesting techniques that I want to try, and it's really just by sitting down and perusing Vimeo for a couple hours. I'll just go through and kind of click on anything that kind of sparks my interest or catches my eye, and I feel like almost instantly it helped me to improve my ability to compose shots, and it gave me a frame of reference of like what certain scenes were supposed to look like. When I'm doing these kind of viewing sessions, I like to watch the videos twice, if I like them. The first time I'll watch it through as just, kind of like your normal consumer, just kind of trying to let it make me feel the way that the director is, intending me to feel. If I do feel something and I like the video or something catches my eye, I'll then watch it again, this time with my cinematographer's hat on, and really kind of, try to break it down and figure out why it made me feel a certain way or why this certain technique really attracted me for some reason, and kind of try to back engineer it so I can, do whatever that is myself. And when I'm doing this rewatch, I'll, take 10 minutes to watch a 3-minute video because I'll just be, pausing and rewinding, really just trying to look at every little detail and really try to get into it and figure out how they did it. Then the final thing in this kind of process for me is I'll take the videos that I liked and, was doing a deep dive on, and I'll throw them all on a Milanote board. And that way, when I need a little spark of creative inspiration, or if I'm trying to figure out how to do a certain shot, I can go back and look through those videos and kind of find a nice reference point to kind of work off of, which has been really, really helpful for me. And this is still something that I do pretty much every day. Some days it's not for a long time. Maybe I'll only be able to watch 1-2 videos, but some days I'll still watch, 30 minutes of Vimeo videos a day. And I feel like it really, really has helped me to be able to kind of start to develop a style that I like. Thing number 2 that I did was I really worked on gaining confidence in my compositions. So how I kind of accidentally, honestly, started to figure out how to fix this was I got a disposable camera one day, and they're like, I don't know, $20, and I was just, I wasn't trying to fix this issue. I mean, it so happened to be that I got this disposable camera and kind of went out and started shooting, and what I realized was if I didn't have the option to go back again and look at my composition, it would force me to slow down and get my composition right the first time. And it also allowed me to then have this kind of forced waiting period between when I took that shot and when I would actually be able to see the results and judge my composition. Because when, I was on set, just being able to kind of pop back and forth and just, look at the composition, go away, come right back, you'd tweak so many little things that by the time you got to the end of it, you had no idea really what the past 12 changes you had made had done versus what the first thing is. But, with doing this disposable camera, you have this like 3-4 day waiting period between when you shoot the thing and when you can get it developed. And so by the time you've let that image that you've taken clear your head and you're looking at it with a fresh set of eyes, you can really judge how you did on that composition and, what really, if anything, you would do differently. And now this is just an exercise for me that I do a ton with disposable cameras. The third and final thing that I did during this period and still do today is I try to think like a DP 24/7. Now this can get annoying to friends and family, but and I do try to turn it off a little bit sometimes now, but it's hard to, because this is kind of just naturally the way that I think now. And what I mean by this is like when you're going through daily life, when you come across something that you just find visually appealing, naturally beautiful, take note of it and try to figure out why exactly you think that this is beautiful, whether it be, like a slash of light on a restaurant wall, or just this certain framing of a person sitting on a bench with the trees and the lights coming through the trees, and like look at these things and I'll kind of pause and be like, why am I liking this? What about this is interesting to me, and how can I recreate this on set with film lights? For example, with this scene here, what I really liked was the way the sun was kind of coming through this tree here and creating these really nice big blocks of shadows. It just, to me, added so much depth to the image, Because if these trees weren't here and you just had that grass patch there, it would just be fully lit up, which, you know, wouldn't give it a ton of shape. So then trying to recreate this, I know that what I need is either trees with a lot of leaves on them or some sort of very big diffusion frames that I can fly high into the air. Doing this, I feel like, again, is another thing that's kind of helped me to refine my taste and my personal style, and really help me figure out what I think looks good. And I think more importantly than that, it's helped me figure out why I think certain things look good. And I think that's really the key to all of this is, you know, figuring out not only what looks good, but why it looks good. Because, you know, anyone can be outside at golden hour and be like, oh, the light, you know, looks nice on these trees. But like figuring out why it looks nice kind of allows you to then replicate that when you're on set. If you figure out, you know, oh, that looks really nice because that tree is backlit and it's coming through the leaves and it's giving all these nice little specular highlights, then, you know, when you're on set and you're doing a job and you know, need that sort of look, you know that you'll shoot it at this certain time with the sun in this certain position. That way it's coming right through the trees, giving you that same kind of look. And so it just allows you to kind of build your arsenal of tools going forward. That's all I got for you today. I know it's probably a shorter video, but I was going to do a lighting breakdown this week, but it was an outside thing and it's been raining all week. So hopefully I'll be able to do that for next week. To sum it up, you don't need a cinema camera to start building your skills as a cinematographer. I mean, at some point, obviously you're going to need to learn how to use one, but it is honestly, I would say equally important, if not more important, to figure out how to manipulate things in front of the camera, compose, figure out why certain things look good, what things look good to you, have a visual, you know, reference book of different ways to light scenes, because even if you have an Alexa, if you're in a completely dark room pointing it at a wall standing 6 inches away from it, it's gonna look bad. So, you know, having that ability to really manipulate things in front of the camera is, I think, a much more important skill than actually knowing how to use a cinema camera, because that's something that you can learn very, very quickly. Hopefully you found something in here that I said useful. If not, sorry. And yeah, I'll see you next week.